I'm live again. Hey, everybody. Hope you're doing good. I really do. So you're alive. Congratulations. You're alive. You made it. You made it. You made it another day. I won't tell you the usual joke that I usually say because the more interviews I watch, I say it too much. But anyway, basically, you're alive, folks. Congratulations. What are you doing with your life today? I hope that you're living with purpose. I hope that you're living encouraged. I hope that you're centered. Um, you know, I'll never forget traveling with Dennis Jernigan. Dennis Jernigan, incredible musician, songwriter, singer, worship leader. And Dennis broke his leg. This was, gosh, I think 2000, 24 years ago, almost 24 years ago. Anyway, Dennis said something very interesting because, man, this cat was used to flying all around the world doing worship concerts and just busy. I mean, so busy. And just an amazing man and family. And he was very frustrated that he was hurt. He couldn't get around like he needed to. We were doing a conference with Jack Taylor in Florida, and Dennis needed help. I mean, he needed help in everything, just about, and he was frustrated, and he and I reconnected for the first time in many years. And he said, sometimes the Lord makes you lie down in green pastures. Sometimes he makes, if you know anything about sheep or shepherding, sheep are stupid sometimes. And sometimes a shepherd has to make them lay down, literally, or they'll just die of exhaustion. I mean, it's crazy. At least that's what the stories are. I've never heard of sheep. But anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope that you're living on purpose. I hope that you are simplifying your life and setting your mind on the right things. The reason why I say that is, man, the world's gone crazy. I mean, it's always been crazy, but golly, I mean, everything from the Maui fires to, the heathen wanting to re-erect the Temple of Bel in New York. I mean, gosh, it's just crazy. The world's on fire, it seems like. What do you do? How do you keep your head? Well, you can. You can keep moving ahead towards your destination and not be pulled to and fro, not be controlled by circumstance, not let life happen to you. That's possible. I know it's possible because I do it every day. People, perception's reality. People perceive your life to be one way when they have no idea what's really going on in your life. It's easy to put on a good face, but it really is possible, my friends, in the midst of chaos, to move ahead and to not be burned by this world. Have you been burnt before? Man, I've been burnt before. But it's possible because I do it every day. A lot of you do it too. And I want to encourage you. Now, this is an outlaw devotional. Why do I say that? Because in this country, good is bad and bad is good. If you want to be good, then you're an outlaw. If you want to break the law and live according to your stomach and your genitals, well, then that's considered good to this world. But the depravity is deafening. But it's possible. It's possible to walk forward, to be strong, and to not be distracted. And that's what today's about. You don't have to be dying to get your house in order. If you feel like you're living in the chaos or you're being pulled to and fro from all the craziness, all the vileness, all the distractions is what it is. Because you're simply just seeing the Bible come true. I've told you before, I'm in the media, folks. You can't trust the mainstream media. You can, maybe your local channels, there's more ability for discretion and moderation there, but the mainstream agenda is everything evil and vile, everything depravity, so dark, so depressing. Remember Don Henley's song Dirty Laundry, singing about a news anchor's viewpoint of all the dirty laundry. Kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down, right? Remember that song by the Eagles? I make my living on the evening news. Give me something I can use. People love it when you lose. Give them dirty laundry. Well, today I want you to set your mind on things above, not on this earth, but on things above. I want to encourage you. There's a scripture, Psalm 90:12. It says this, David's saying this. So teach us to number our days that we may get a heart of wisdom. Teach us to number our days so that we may get a heart of wisdom. What is wisdom? Well, knowledge is knowing what to do. Wisdom is knowing how to apply knowledge. There's a lot of people out there, they have a lot of knowledge, head knowledge. They don't have any wisdom. Some of the dumbest people I know have the most degrees. A lot of the professors, not all of them, but a lot of professors just get degrees for a living. They've never been out in the real world. The joke under, the radar has always been, if you want to just be a jerk for a living, be a professor. Not all professors are jerks. I was a professor, believe it or not, almost 24 years ago. But my gosh, they're so knowledgeable. But what happens when you're knowledgeable in the wrong things? What happens if you're misled? That's not knowledge. That's brainwashing. That's being institutionalized. I don't know. So set your mind on things above, not things on this crazy earth, going to hell in a handbasket. Well, how do you do that? How do you have that balance? One foot on the earth, 1 foot in heaven. How do you do that? Well, it's possible. You can be the other extreme too. You can be so heavenly and spiritual, you're no earthly good. Tim Hawkins, a Christian comedian, very funny, by the way, incredible singer. He says, some people are oversaved, if you want to use that phrase, oversaved. I'm sure they mean well. And I know what it's like to have the excitement of having your life clean, having your eyes open, where the grass is greener, the sky is blue. I know that. But some people are oversaved, man. How you doing? I'm happy and I'm saved. That's good. Hey, you hungry? I'm hungry for the Lord, brother. Hey, man, I admire passion. I'm a passionate person, but there's a balance to have. You can be so spiritual that everything's a demon, everything's a spirit, or you can be balanced. You can understand that we're on a battlefield between good and evil. You're right in the middle of it. So how do you keep your head? Well, follow Psalm 90:12. Teach us to number our days so that we'll have a heart of wisdom. Hey, you're not going to live forever. I may be 54 and feel like I'm 25 sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I'm 95. But we're not going to live on this earth forever. This is temporary. You're a spiritual being having a temporary experience. So you can walk having your mind on things above. You can take care of business on the earth, live out your mission, not be so spiritual that earthly good, not be so worldly that, the only time you think about praying is before you eat that oozing, pink goo Big Mac, or before maybe you're dying, maybe you're in a hospital, you're praying. There's It said there's no atheists in foxholes. There's no atheists in the hospital waiting room, you know. So set your mind on things above. That's Colossians 3:2. Set your mind on things above, not on the earth. This earth's going to hell, man. But you're here, and you're here right now, and you're here for a reason. And so you want to live out that reason. There's another scripture, James 4:14. Yet you do not know what tomorrow brings. What is your life? For you are a mist that appears and vanishes. This says, for you are a mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes. That's James 4:14. Our life is temporary, folks. I've got a lot of mileage out of my life. I've lived out a lot of dreams. I really have. And when it became about helping other people step into theirs, that's when life really opened up. But when's the last time you asked yourself, what is your life about? You know, is your life about reacting to this world? Is life happening to you? Or are you happening to life? Right? Is your life about working that job you love? Going home and sleeping and doing it all over again? Maybe it's working a job you hate and then escaping into TikTok. You know, hey, I love TikTok. I'll admit it, man. My faith in humanity was restored with the humor that I saw from TikTok. Now it's one of the only places to get your news, believe it or not. Of course, there's misinformation. Well, people who scream misinformation the most are giving it to you. Spoon feeding you garbage and lies to distract you. But this whole thing, and I said it again and again, it's very simple. Set your mind on things above, not things on the earth. You know, there's a lot of desperation out there. There's a lot of fear out there, a lot of hopelessness out there. You don't have to be hopeless. You can have peace. Man, some of you are going through some stuff. And God, man, I know what it's like. I know what it's like. I know what it's like when the arrows are flying from every direction. And you don't even want to ask, can something else go wrong? Right? Man, I know what it's like. Say, God, where are you? Are you there? Right? But when I set my mind on things above, then I remember that if I'm going to adhere to these ancient scriptures, then I'm going to listen to more of them. I'm going to see that that's a source of wisdom, the source of truth. That same source tells me that God works everything to the good according to those who love him, called according to his purpose. He works everything to the good. Man, I'm glad he does. Haven't you seen times in your life where it seemed like the world was falling apart? It's like, man, what's happening here? And you can be overwhelmed, right? Like waves and waves of stress or darkness. And there is darkness. Well, if you set your mind, you set your heart, you set your eyes on things above, then you can understand what's happening. There may be chaos on the ground, right? You know, I had that book, Red Pill Profit. I didn't write that to make money. I wrote that for you. I discovered a way to live free of fear, free of anxiety. And for the most part, I do. I mean, I haven't had a fearful moment in years. Had plenty of opportunities to be anxious, but I'm encouraged to be anxious for nothing, right? God's got this. You know, when I was young and knew everything, more like when I was young and stupid, people would say, oh, God's got this. Give it to God. Really? Really? You know what's going on in my life? Give it to God. Now that I'm older, so much older, I realize how right they are. Give it to God, man. There's another scripture, cast your cares on him for he cares for you. In the chaos on the ground, above all the chaos, above the fog of war, there's peace. You got to learn how to dwell there. I dwell there. Now, how do I do that, folks? How do you do that? Well, it's Friday. The weekend is here for those who are watching this on a Friday. You can take the weekend to get a hold of things, to set your mind on things above. You can take the weekend to ask yourself what your life is about. What is your life about? Is it working and paying bills till you die? You think your kids are going to remember how long you worked if you're not around them? In a negative way. You think your boss is going to remember how long you worked after you died? You think that's going to matter? There's going to be a help wanted ad the day after you die. What's your life about? You weren't born just to pay bills and die. You weren't born to be a victim of this culture, to go the way of the culture, where you die and your wife is upset, and hurting, the children are upset and hurting, and they go to Disneyland with the life insurance and live their lives. Not that they don't miss you or love you, folks, but what's your life about, brother? What's your life about, sister? So, I'll say it like I said it this whole time, set your mind on things above. Rise above the fog of this garbage, all this evil, all this darkness. Don't be so spiritual that you know earthly good. Understand you're put on this earth for a reason. You're put on this earth to fulfill a mission. What is that? Michael Jackson, make the world a better place, Well, he had that part right. We're here to make the world a better place with the love of God. Not religion, not religiosity, not caught up in the affairs of this world, and not so caught up in an imaginary, self-delusional grandiosity that we're worth nothing on the earth. There's a lot of people out there, oh, I ain't going to do anything. No, God's going to take me out. What if God doesn't take you out of this? What do? Well, you walk in the light as he is in the light. You set your mind on things above. You realize your life is but a vapor. You're here for a short time. And in this short amount of time, what you do, I'm not talking about, God holding you in a sniper sight, and the first time you screw up, bam, that's not God. That's religion. That may be a troubled person, judgmental person that can't accept grace. But you're here. You're here. So set things right this weekend. What is your life? Like that scripture said, ask yourself, what is your life? Is it about paying bills and then escaping on the weekend? Escaping all the madness? Or is your life about stopping the world, putting first things first, asking yourself what your life's about? What am I about? And then setting your eyes and your mind and your heart on things above. You are an eternal being. You came from somewhere. You're going to go somewhere. And, your body's 2 pounds lighter after you die. Your soul goes somewhere, folks. If you believe Ecclesiastes, when Solomon said, when a man dies, his body returns to the ground from which it came, and his spirit returns to God from which it came. Your soul goes somewhere. So set your mind on things above. Be encouraged today. Worst thing that can happen is they can kill you. Well, if your mind is on things above, and you have an understanding that your soul never dies, then you can stop the world. Ask yourself this weekend what your life is about. And if you don't like the answer, you can change it. You can make your life what you want it to be about. Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That's a classic. I know the guy he stole that information from. But anyway, how do you want to be remembered after you die? You want to be remembered as, well, he worked really hard. Ow, that's a legacy. Well, it is in this culture, of a work ethic. My gosh, that's worth its weight in gold. You find a young person that has been stuffed animal, safe room all their whole life in this Marxist education system that actually has a work ethic. Whoa, look out, man. That's gold, right? That's not dissing the generation. I'm dissing the people who want to destroy this country. So how do you want to be remembered? You worked hard, you worked late, so that the kids could have everything. Let me tell you something. James Dobson asked his kids one time, what do you remember the most about your childhood? This is after they were adults. Was it the vacations? Was it the big Christmas gift giving, all the things they don't need that end up becoming clutter in their rooms? And, what was it? What did you remember when you were a kid? Well, you know what they said? It wasn't the vacations. It wasn't the exorbitant gift giving. It was wrestling around with you on the floor, Dad. It was playing with you on the floor, Dad. It's time. What's your life about? Make it what it needs to be about. You can. Most people use the weekend to escape their lives. You can use your weekend to build a better life. I'll say it again, and I can't claim that quote. Most people use the weekend to escape their life, but some people use the weekend to build a better life. That's what I do. And I've had to do it again. I got so busy doing good things, I had to stop the world, put first things first. I'd ask myself, what's my life about? It may be encouraging people and doing tons of TV shows and interviews that encourage people, a quest to take Americans back to a better time with celebrities from a better time. That's what I'm doing. Or writing books to encourage people. Those are great things, but the enemy of the best is the good. A lot of good things you can be doing, but it's the best thing to do. Do the best thing. Set your mind and your eyes and your heart on things above. That's the legacy. I want my children to know, my wife to know that I love them. And I loved them unconditionally. And I was always looking at things above. I was always looking ahead. Yet I was able to enjoy my family around me, my friends around me. So be encouraged. Set your mind, your eyes, your heart on things above, not things on the earth. Rise above the chaos, the planned, orchestrated, well-funded chaos to destroy you. And be a champion. Love people. Know what your life's about this weekend. Maybe declutter your house. Maybe reprioritize your life. Don't miss out on life while you're living. So set your mind on things above. Be encouraged. And as always, I love you guys. Have a good one. Years ago, I discovered a secret that enabled me to navigate this reality, to live a fearless life, free from anxiety, where nothing was impossible for me. That's how I live, and that's what I want for you. You got a better chance of doing that if you read The Red Pill Prophet on Amazon.com. Get it in your hands, the truth of The Red Pill Prophet on Amazon.com.